but I can never recall that we really had that subject. And there was probably the issue being very sensitive back in the 50s.
Hit me as I never really thought of my area of the country, New England, being involved in the Underground Railway. I always thought of further inland, further west. And Calumet, my kids came to Calumet and I always envied them, and finally I'm retired and I can come to Calumet.
And I have done the Black Freedom Trail in Boston, which has been very interesting. We've learned a little bit about Frederick Douglass and William Lloyd Garrison, and this was an opportunity to learn more about the Underground Railroad.
Besides being Calumet, it enables me to just further my knowledge of the subject.
This was a golden opportunity to explore it, besides the fact that I like Calumet. I don't have to cook.
I've been to Calumet before, and each time it seems better, a little different, always fun, and always something to learn.
It was very interesting. So, and I also have made a quilt on the Underground Railroad with all the symbols.
So this to me is just another continuation of the history that I've learned through the town of Farmington.
We have been to Camp Calumet for years and decades, I think now, on and off. It's always been very, very special. And it's a different world here.
And I think this is another opportunity to get into somebody else's shoes, to see how it was for other people. We all live in our own little bubble that says everything is okay in this part of Connecticut or this part of Massachusetts, and we don't really understand other people and what's going on for
So
them.
we've really enjoyed Calumet for a number of years. We continue to. That's why I was looking forward to this weekend too.
Well, I come over here, among other things, to see my daughter Judy.
I've met so many wonderful friends up here, and I've just enjoyed it. It's my home away from home.
One of the things I'm interested in, because I've heard a little bit about it, is how the songs that the slaves sang were used to communicate both in the Underground Railroad and just to communicate their discontent.
Oh my God's gonna trouble the water. I see it looks like my people, they're coming on through. Well, my God's gonna trouble the water. Well, everybody is waiting on it.
April Lutherhostel that we just participated in was focused on the Abolitionist Movement in the United States. And the learnings there were powerful. We visited the Abyssinian Meeting House in Portland, the third oldest African-American meeting house in the United States. And people are working now to restore this, to reclaim it from almost destruction. And they talk about their patience, their persistence, and their perseverance in doing this work.
One of the things about Portland, to the Abyssinian, around 1828 they had black schools, kids who were going to school here. They had, by the cemetery, they had a place called the North School. Years gone by, everything was flattened out. Everything was flattened out. It was all completely burned. And one of the reasons they say this was saved was because the fire captain, the fire chief, was black and he was from the church. He put a wet blanket supposedly on the top of the roof.
And I think that you can read about something, but when you actually see it, it makes it just so much better.
It's gonna trouble the water. Well, everybody is waiting on it. the waters. See those children dressed in red, my God.
It'll happen when God is ready. It'll happen in God's time.
And knowing that, yes, this Abyssinian church will come back together again. It's like God instilling him with faith and courage and bravery and enthusiasm and patience and perseverance and all that.
This is a Free Will Baptist seminary. In that time, seminary meaning high school. We had a woman who has a doctorate in metaphysics, and she's also the head administrative nurse at Central Maine Medical. Very credible woman. We finally got her, dragged her in here, walked through the building, started telling us different things that we knew. Several of us knew. We've heard the footsteps. And when we go upstairs, I'll show you. You can't walk through the wall from the second floor to the second floor. But we've heard it go right across from the second floor. Come on over here. And then when I met with her after, she said, this is the most active room I have ever seen in any house. She said, the kids who don't want to leave here, they love this place. So I told her what had happened to us.
I think that women need the right to be educated. They need the right to control their own money, and they need the right to vote.
You know, I have been to the White House under 5 presidents. Invited myself a few times.
Well, Susan B. Anthony went home to Rochester and died 1 month later at the age of 86. And despite a raging blizzard, 10,000 people stood in line in the snow waiting to try to go into the Presbyterian Church, the only place large enough, for her memorial. And for those who do not recall, it was another 14 years, 1920, when women finally had the vote.
No task is too great if God orchestrates. Where there is faith, no job is too great. Symbols on the wall are welcoming to all. The beauty of Portland shines through the Abyssinian. Bumpity bump bump, but what joy I find traveling with God's people. Happiness, unitedness, friendship, love, building standing, people there, God's presence everywhere. The boards, they are moving, the wind it is coming through, freedom from the owner's lash, free to breathe, free at last. Slave mothers, scared for sons, killed them all such pain. A flower blooms against all odds. From these charred walls comes life in the cross. A last breath taken, a curtain torn, all now welcome. See what divides us and open our hearts and minds.